Who do they get?
They're getting Richard, Lauren,
Dale's still walking.
This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by
Councilor Redfern, this is Dave Ridley from RidleyReport.com. I'm a reporter just east of you. This call may be recorded. I have some questions for you about something that's going on with Keene PD, and I'm sorry to have to call you on a Sunday night.
That's fine. No problem.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, what's happened is I guess they just arrested 12 people at the jail, the new jail.
They just arrested 12 people at the jail or brought them to jail?
No, they were arrested at the jail for being on the jail property.
Oh, okay. This would be the county jail or the city jail?
I guess it's considered the new Cheshire County Department of Corrections building.
Okay.
I mean, it's the new, it's the infamous new jail that everyone's always talking about.
Yes,
Now, I'm sure you haven't had a chance to hear much about this because it just happened a couple hours ago. But I just wanted to find out do you feel like people should be able to be on the jail property and arrested for being there, or?
Well, it doesn't depend on what they're protesting, as long as they're not trying to incite a riot, particularly from inside the prison. I'm not sure what harm it would be, but then again, I'm not sure what kind of laws are in place that prohibit that from occurring. I suppose county officials could be, or the authorities could be concerned that, that they're trying to somehow interfere with the operation of the prison. But if they're just protesting peacefully and whatnot, I'm not quite sure what the problem would be.
Right. In fact, I guess I was surprised when, at the Cheshire County, the old jail, it was common for demonstrators to go, crawl all over the thing, basically, and, they never objected to that. So
Okay.
I don't think it occurred to anyone that they would not be able to go on jail property here. I think you almost have to park on it. But what was different here is that 3 different activists claimed that authorities did not even give them a chance to leave. They just started making arrests. And they've been broadcasting from inside the jail, actually, some of them off and on for the last couple hours.
Wow. Again, were the protesters trying to go inside the jail?
Oh, I'm sure some of them were trying to go in for visitors' hours or something like that. I think someone said they were there to pick somebody up. I'm sure that many of them were just there to protest. I think it was just sort of a follow-on to Keene Freedom Fest.
Okay. But I want to be clear, did they try to go in the building, or did they, other than picking somebody up, or did they stay outside the building to protest?
I'm sure there must have. I don't know. I wasn't there. I just seen some of the videos that were on quick.com, and there may have been some that went in or may not. I'm not sure which.
Okay. I have to reserve some comment, regarding the protesters who may have tried to gain entry inside the prison. I think that would be a different matter than protesting outside the prison.
Right.
But I'm sorry. What's the? I'm right here in my study. I'd like to go to the website to.
Mine is RidleyReport.com.
Okay. So, is there anything you'd like for me to do at this point, or were you just looking for my response.
Oh, thank you for your asking. I mean, I guess you could always ask the police. I don't generally like to ask the government to do anything, but if you want to know more, you could probably always contact the chief. I'm sure he's well aware of it by now.
Okay.
And I may give him a shout too. I don't know. You have a new chief, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Yeah, I've talked to Arthur before, but I haven't met the new guy.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you being willing to go on the record a little bit. I know that you don't know that much, didn't expect you to, but we'll just see what folks find out. Have you had a chance to tour the jail or look at what the things are going to be like?
Yes, I have.
I've heard that it's pretty nice in a lot of ways, which of course can be both good and bad thing, but I also heard that people can't go outside anymore. Is that true?
It's only in the maximum security area that they can't go outside. What they count for outside, though, is apparently there's like some garage doors that are up high that open up and let fresh air in and let sunlight in, but I don't know if that constitutes really going outside.
Just got Jim out. Jim is out. They tried to trick him out by he wasn't giving his name, and of course he was just in there, so they knew who he was.
Do you have any concern about the alleged cost overruns and so forth?
Well, I mean, my personal opinion was it should have stayed in Westmoreland and not be moved to Keene.
Yeah.
And obviously, any cost overruns are a concern because the county taxpayers are having to pick up the tab for the jail. But I do feel it is a much more secure facility, and it is. If you've taken a tour, you're probably recognizing it's a state-of-the-art facility. It has all kinds of video cameras and stuff that apparently one guard can operate a whole cell block pretty much single-handedly if need be. And there's a decent library in there which is in need of some books.
Well, did you know that I guess some of the activists were on their way to deliver books to the new jail when they were arrested for it? Not for delivering the books, but they were arrested while, I guess, while part of this process was going on.
Okay, that was interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was ironic.
Yeah. It obviously has a kitchen facility on, right in the facility, which I don't think was the case at the other county jail. Mm-hmm. It was having to be prepared at the nursing home, and by the time it got to the jail, I guess it wasn't as hot and as fresh as it is now. So probably the food's improved would be my guess. There's flat screen televisions there for anybody who cares. There's two of them in at least some of the blocks. For anybody who cares to watch TV, there's a couple of them in each cell block, except for the maximum security jail part. And that's about it for commenting about the jail itself.
Have you heard any indication? Gotten wind of anything to indicate that the authorities were going to ramp up their arrest rates as a result of having this extra space?
No, haven't heard that. No. I know Rick Van Winkler. I believe it's
Wickler.
I've met him, and he seemed like a pretty impressive guy. He's a smart guy.
Oh, I like him. I don't think he likes me, but I like him.
Okay. But he does seem, an intelligent guy.
Yeah.
And obviously is pretty well versed in what he does. From talking to him, he's pretty passionate about trying to not necessarily punish prisoners, but to whatever the cause was that led to their arrest, to try and address whatever concerns there might be in that regard. I'm familiar with the liberty movement, particularly here in Keene, regarding Ian and Sam's work in the area. And, some of what they say makes sense, but sometimes they kind of have a personal twist to it, where they're blaming government officials basically for being government officials. And I feel, strongly about the democratic process where, in a sense, the majority votes in your lead, your officials. And so I feel quite strongly that that's the voice of the people. But that's my personal opinion on the matter. Is there anything else? Because I'm going to call the chief and find out what's going on.
No, I much appreciate your accessibility. Sometimes people just don't want to have a reporter talking to them at all, and I appreciate that.
Okay. And I recognize you as a reporter, so...
Right.
You obviously have a column that you're writing for, and you have an audience, so...
It's like a poor man's TV station.
Sure.
My audience is about 2% the size of Channel 9's. So.
Oh, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, for one guy, it's not too bad.
Absolutely. Okay, well, nice talking to you.
All right. Thanks, Councilor Redfern. You take care.
You bet.
All right. Bye.
This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance. They're attempting to make a clean sweep against politicians that are authoritarian and laws that are authoritarian. But they need your help. Join them at nhliberty.org. Again, that's nhliberty.org. Fighting to keep you free. Fighting at the State House every day. Oh, and I should say, don't join them. Join us, because I am a member of the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance.
nhliberty.org